If you have a toddler at home, some everyday behaviors may look normal, but they may actually be shaping your child's eating, behavior, and even sleep. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Madhvi. I'm a pediatrician and newborn specialist from Hyderabad. Thank you for all the questions that you keep sending us at Kavach. I'm happy to answer them for you. So let's start. One parent says, when my child refuses dinner, I end up offering something else because I don't want her to sleep hungry. If your toddler refuses dinner and you offer something else, you might be reinforcing wrong behavior, isn't it? I know that it sounds a little harsh, but stay with me here. Every time your child refuses food, their brain learns one rule. If I say no, I will get something better. This is not attitude. It is not stubbornness either. Just brain wiring. And this is where most parents acknowledgingly reinforce it. Let me explain. Action leads to outcome, and that leads to repetition. So when refusal works once, it works again also and again. And suddenly it feels like my child never eats what I make. But the real issue isn't the child, it's the pattern. What feels like helping is actually teaching the child a pattern. Now here's the real fear. Will my child go hungry? A healthy child won't starve overnight, but your inconsistent responses can create struggles. So what can you do instead of turning meals into a fight? Step 1. Keep the roles clear. You decide what is served. Your child decides how much to eat. No negotiating, no pressure. Now the step 2. Don't change the menu after refusal. Always include one of their familiar foods in family meal. Do it proactively, but not as a backup after the child refuses. Because once the menu changes, the pattern strengthens. Now step 3. Stay calm if they refuse to eat. No forcing, no convincing. End the meal neutrally. Offer the next meal or the snack only as planned. No catch-up feeding or such things, etc. Be assured that they will catch up because children regulate intake over the day, not meal by meal. And here's what matters the most. Predictability builds better eating, not pressure, not replacement. When refusal stops working, the behavior fades. Now next question. One parent asks, sometimes my child hits me. It doesn't seem out of anger, and what should I do? So if your toddler hits you, it's not always anger. Here's what's happening. Between ages 2 and 5, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that controls impulses, is still developing. So the brain works like this. Feeling leads to action, but the pause in between isn't fully developed yet. So they are not choosing to hit. It's just that they are unable to stop in time. That's why hitting is usually about regulation, not intention. But what happens next matters because your response will shape their pattern. If hitting leads to a strong reaction from you, what registers in their mind is hitting gets a response. So what do you do in that moment without making it worse? Step 1. Stay calm. Your response becomes their model. Step 2. Pause the action. Gently hold their hands if needed. Say, I won't let you hit. Step 3. Show alternatives. Gentle hands, high fives, use some nice words. Don't lecture, don't shame them. Practice these when your child is calm, not just during the incident. The control develops through repetition and guided experiences, and every calm boundary helps build that control. Now the last question. Parent says, my child snores loudly at night. Is that normal or should I be worried? If your child snores during a cold, that is common. But regular snoring, this is where we need to pay attention. Here's why. During sleep, Throat muscles relax. If the airway is narrow due to enlarged adenoids, tonsils, or allergies, airflow becomes turbulent. That vibration is called snoring, and that is what we know as snoring. But here's the important part. Snoring cannot disrupt sleep quality, and in children, sleep is when growth hormone is released. Memory consolidates, the brain resets. So what can we do before worrying? 1. Check for nasal blockage, or is there any mouth breathing? Is there any congestion? If there is congestion, try saline drops before sleep into the nostrils. Now look at the sleep position. Is there any side sleeping? Does thin pillow help? Try all that. Third is watch for patterns, not one night. Is it happening most nights? Is the sleep restless? Because patterns matter more than occasional snoring. And when should you consult a pediatrician? Look closer if snoring happens most nights for weeks, and especially if you notice mouth open sleep, restless tossing, pauses in breathing, frequent waking, daytime hyperactivity, because sometimes what looks like hyperactivity is actually poor sleep. And the good news is most causes like adenoids, tonsils, allergies, all these are treatable. And when breathing improves, sleep improves, and everything else follows. So in closing, these behaviors are not problems. They are part of development. But small changes in how we respond can completely change the pattern. In the next video, we'll look at bedtime struggles, safety, and screens during meals. Tell me in the comments which of these felt most familiar.